So they won't be able to give the American people their refunds, but they'll still have the ability to snatch them taxes out of your check. I'm the librarian, and I came to read. Now, I thought that that was an interesting development, to say the least. I'm just like, wow, y'all, the government shut down, sweetie, but y'all, there's certain things that y'all made sure were in place, and that's y'all ability to snatch the money away from us. So I don't know, I just thought that shit was interesting. Welcome to a short and quick and sweet episode of dragging your faves, your political faves for filth. And since we're already talking about somebody's political faves, let's talk about Miss Nancy Pelosi. Nancy, sweetheart, you have been going through it, and you've always been going through. We've always said something about that. Those people, there are a lot of people who swear that they're so, oh girl, we're so radical, we're so progressive, and then y'all are just gassing Miss Nancy Pelosi and whatever the hell she says. I am not here for Nancy goddamn Pelosi, and I don't know how many times. Do you want me to say it again? I am not here for Nancy Pelosi's ass. Now, this is just one of the many reasons, girl. You could go down the list. And Nancy Pelosi, she's not the only one. I'm talking about that mindset that she has is exactly identical to a lot of Democratic leaders who claim to be trying to move this shit forward, when in all actuality, they are just hindering us at every fucking turn. And we need some shit that actually will make a difference. You know, not no abide by the status quo type teas, like these Democratic leaders love to do, a lot of them. We need to get, I don't know what needs to happen, but whatever she was talking about, let me just show it to you what she says in response to somebody asking her if she, you know, stands up for the Black Lives Matter movement.
Do you support the Black Lives Matter movement?
Well, I support the recognition that Black Lives Matter, for sure, and I have incorporated that in many of my statements. I think all lives matter, yes, but we really have to redress past grievances in terms of how we have addressed the African American community. I had a real privilege yesterday to address the Black Caucus, the swearing in of the new Black Caucus member.
Now she's like, oh, I don't know what type of hooked on phonics she needs so that we can get those words to come out in a way that makes sense for us, in a way that we can decipher, but it seems like she was just so confused. Oh, I just don't know. You know, girl, wow, girl, was all that really needed? Man, is she trying to protect her donors or something? I don't know what was going on, but she was just like, yeah, girl, Black lives do matter, but you know, all lives matter. All lives matter, and you know, we have to really come up with a way to deal with the past grievances. I'm just like, girl, all of that, sweetheart, lets me know that you have absolutely no idea what we're talking about. Because, first of all lives matter in response to Black Lives Matter is exactly what you do not need to say. That's number one. Number two, you talking about past grievances lets me know that you think that we're just A-okay right now. It's giving me all types of I don't see color, girl, let's look past race type of bullshit. And we're still dealing with very real issues, very real repercussions of racism to this day, okay, to this day. And you're asked to talk about past grievances like we ain't dealing with this shit in current day. Sweetie, I am so annoyed. I'm annoyed. Nancy Pelosi ass is just so predictable. I don't know why. I'm not surprised, as I said. I'm just disappointed. I'm just annoyed. Nancy Pelosi, girl, I don't know who you need to speak to, because I don't know who is going to be willing to do the emotional labor, the mental work to help you get up to speed, but you have to want to. And a lot of Democratic leaders have to want to, okay? Because it's going to be uncomfortable. We're not going to be sticking with the status quo. We're going to have to shake the table. You're going to have to, you know, move out of your comfort zone so that you can look at these issues with some sense of intelligence, so that we can move on, so that we can move forward. So yeah, as I said, the first step is wanting to understand this shit, and for the years and years that people have been telling you the same old shit, it just lets me know that you really don't give a fuck and that you don't want to, and so many of the leaders in the Democratic Party are just like that, and it's disappointing, but I'm not surprised. I just can't believe she's talking about this shit like we already done with it. Like, oh yeah, girl, we're finished, yeah, but we should talk about what happened years ago. I'm just like, okay, I don't know what la la land you're living in, but I'm not gonna give you no awards for this shit. So if you have been paying attention to my channel, you would know that recently I did a live stream talking about Ellen DeGeneres and how she treated Kevin Hart. Now she gave his ass a, you know, just a uninterrupted ass platform to say whatever the hell he wants, and for him to continue to act like a victim. There was another interview Kevin Hart did, and he said it was Kevin Hart steps down because he refuses to apologize for homophobic tweets. This was what was said, and it was blasted all over the internet. I'm just like, why are you surprised that the truth was blasted all over the internet? Every single time that Kevin Hart comes down here trying to make himself the fucking victim, like he's not sitting on millions of dollars, like he was the one who took himself out of the running for hosting the Oscars. He was the one who did that shit. They said, girl, apologize or you're done. And you said, I'm done, I'm not gonna do it, girl. You're not gonna make, I don't know what it is with y'all and like accountability. You're not gonna make me bow down, girl. Sweetheart, you're the one who did this shit to yourself, and now you're acting like the fucking victim, and now you're running to fucking Ellen, who's, I don't know, I guess all they white asses crown her as the queen of the fucking LGBT, and I don't know where, girl, she don't speak for me, and I don't know what it is with people wanting to rush through accountability and getting to the forgiveness part, even though this man has yet to understand the real consequences of the words that he says. But I don't know what it is with y'all wanting to dictate how the black LGBT community who was directly impacted by what he said is supposed to feel about this shit. But I have a news flash for you. When we detect insincerity, girl, we're gonna say it. And I don't know what you guys want us to do, and there's really nothing that you can do other than sit there and continue to be mad while we discuss the very real dangers of language like that. So Ellen DeGeneres' brother came up here to defend her ass. He is someone who was not affected directly by the words that Kevin Hart said. Neither was fucking Ellen DeGeneres. So I'm not sure why the two of them decided to get their asses up there as if their opinions had not even any type of weight when it comes to this discussion. Now, whose opinion I will take seriously is Don Lemon. Now, he went for a whole 9 minutes straight and dragged the hell out of Kevin Hart in a very educational manner. And if you haven't watched it, I hope that you take the time out to do that. And every single thing that Don Lemon said in that, and I'm so proud of Don Lemon, he's come such a long way. Whew. Every single thing that man said in that 9 minutes, talking about Kevin Hart and Ellen DeGeneres and all of that stuff, it represents exactly my thoughts on the situation. So if you haven't checked it out, I hope that you do, because Don Lemon came with those receipts. He was just like, Kevin Hart, you're talking about, oh, well, girl, if I ever found my son playing with a dollhouse, I would take the dollhouse and break it over his head and say, stop, that's gay. And all this bullshit that he's talking about. And Don Lemon went and discussed how 44% of the LGBT community that is homeless is black, okay? And black people only make 12% of this fucking country. But Don Lemon also went on to say that 62% of LGBT homeless youth is black transgender individuals. So it's like we have a lot of work to do, and for your ass to be sitting up here talking about, woe is me, I can't believe that y'all would even say this shit. I'm just, oh my God. Girl, you will be okay with your millions of dollars. Your words, as usual, in the words of people who sound and act like your ass, will continue to damage our community. So we're not just gonna sit down here and just allow you to run all over the place saying dumb shit. So you can get the fuck out my face with that shit, Kevin Hart, and as well Ellen DeGeneres and her tired ass brother. It was really not y'all place to be involved in any of this shit. And I said what I said. Y'all can be mad in the comments. So Chance the Rapper recently said, he said, making a song with R. Kelly was a mistake. I didn't listen to the accusers because they were black women. I'll just play the audio for you.
Making a song with R. Kelly was a mistake. I didn't value the accusers' stories, like, because they were black women. I made a mistake.
So after this came out, I mean, it was a lot of backlash from this, and he was just like, well, girl, it was taken out of context, and I'm just like, I listened to the whole ass conversation and nothing was taken out of context, so I don't understand. Either way, Chance the Rapper, I will read a full quote from him. He said that we're programmed to really be hypersensitive to black male oppression, but black women are exponentially a higher oppressed and violated group of people, just in comparison to the whole world. Maybe I didn't care because I didn't value the accuser's stories because they were black women. Usually niggas that get in trouble for shit like this on their magnitude of celebrity is light-skinned woman or white woman. That's when it's a big story. I've never really seen any pictures of R. Kelly's accusers. So now I think that the more that Chance the Rapper opens his mouth, the more he sounds as corny as he looks. And I don't know, y'all can tell me if it's my bias against him. It probably is, because to me he seems like a very performative ass individual. He's seen all this shit coming out and now he wants to stand up and make a difference, even though we can look into Chance the Rapper's drummer and we can have a whole discussion about that, but I'll just leave that up to you guys. To me, I think Chance the Rapper is very corny and tired, and just I can't wait for the day when he shuts the fuck up. That's my thing. I understand, because I know I've said some ugly ass, nasty ass shit. I have, and you know, I'm making my way through what the fuck that means and how that has affected people, and you know, that's something I have to deal with and live with. But in my opinion, I just think that Chance the Rapper is so performative. I don't trust him. He rubs me the wrong way. He always has. And so you guys can let me know in the comments, like, girl, oh, you're biased or whatever, but I don't know, girl. I want to see if there's someone who understands what I'm speaking about or who agrees with me, or, you know, just let me know what y'all think, because to me, every time, I mean, Chance the Rapper says something stupid and then he goes on to explain the shit and it sounds even stupider to me. And then there are a lot of people who brought up the argument, well, girl, you have all these black women in your life, and he said, as we all know, just because they're, you know, black women who are in proximity to you doesn't mean that you value their stories. And yeah, he does make some fucking, you know, valid points, of course, but to me, I don't trust his ass, and that's all you can say on that. And I really would like to hear from black women who, because there were a lot of people who had a lot to say when this came out. So I would love to hear from some black women who had to deal with hearing whatever the hell Chance the Rapper has to say and had to say. I don't know, I find it very suspect, a lot of these men, especially the fact that they had Charlemagne's ass in the fucking documentary. Like, he wasn't just talking about out of his own mouth that he was a rapist. Like, girl, Joe Budden ass. I'm like, wow, why the fuck was he on it, girl? Like, these violent ass misogynists allowed to, you know, speak their minds and shit. I'm not saying that that's specifically Chance the Rapper, but I'm just saying I don't trust none of these men. I think that all their asses are tired, and you know, when it's convenient, a lot of times that's when they, oh, let me speak up now. I mean, so I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I probably could throw his Tonka truck shaped head ass, you know, a good bit of ways, but I promise you, I trust him even less than that, okay? And then if somebody could really go ahead and decipher what Chance the Rapper meant by this, usually niggas that get in trouble for shit like this on their magnitude of celebrity, it's light-skinned woman or white woman. That's when it's a big story. And then he followed that up with, I've never really seen any pictures of R. Kelly's accusers. So I'm just, you haven't seen any pictures of R. Kelly's accusers, but then you said you didn't value the accusers' stories because they were black women. So I'm just like, you didn't see any pictures of the people who were accusing R. Kelly, but then you didn't believe them because they were black women. How would you know that they were black women had they not? You didn't see the picture. Do you see what I mean by Chimp? Every time he opens his mouth trying to explain the dumb shit that he says before, it ends up being even more dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? And so if someone could decipher what he means by that, that would be great. You, put it underneath the comments so we can talk about it. But baby, Chance the Rapper has continued to be the corny PT Cruiser running out of gas that he always has been, and especially this time, it really rubbed me the wrong way. So as you all know, the government shutdown is still going on. It started December 22nd and it continues to just stay with us like an ugly ass rash. You see what I'm saying? And someone else who continues to stay with us like an ugly blemish is Donald Trump's ass, as he continues to say, well, girl, I will do whatever's necessary to get this border security. I'll do whatever's necessary to get it down, to lock it in. I can't do it without the Democrats, and they need to fucking hurry up. You know, and so it's so fucking annoying that he calls this whole thing an emergency, but he's going on there saying, I will shut down the government for months or years if I have to in order to get this shit done. Now, I don't know, let me tell you something. 80,000 federal employees have been forced to go on unpaid leave or work without pay. Now, I don't know who finds that joyful, but I know that I wouldn't, okay? And so for him to act like this is an emergency, and I'm just like, if something is an emergency, wouldn't you want that shit handled right now? You talking about for years you'd be willing to shut down the government? This shit don't make no goddamn sense to me at all. If it's gonna take years to get that shit, is it really that much of an emergency? No, it's not. Y'all hoes are trying to build up whole ass walls instead of trying to build up infrastructure, instead of trying to fix the broken ass immigration system. You know what I mean? I don't understand. Okay, but that's that racist ass talking point that you have had. It's just this big ass wall that you claim Mexico's gonna pay for it, but now you want our asses to. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Somebody said that niggas not getting their tax returns this shit gonna turn up into the purge, and I'm just like. I don't know what is about to happen in 2019, but all I do know is that they need to get his ass out of office. Them hoes need to start subpoenaing shit right now. Y'all hoes need to get this even more investigations going, because I am tired of seeing that lopsided piece of goddamn pudding just run over the whole goddamn government, run over everybody, and it ain't even no fucking proof in that goddamn pudding, okay? So now, if you can, please try to have a good goddamn evening, and I think that the deletion of that toupee is the only way that I will.